వందల డ్రోన్లు ఒక్కసారిగా ఆకాశంలో ఎగురుతాయి. మనకి నచ్చే చిత్రాలను ఆకాశంలోనే చూపిస్తాయి. మైమరిపించే, అబ్బురపరిచే ఈ డ్రోన్ల విన్యాసాల వెనకాతల ఇద్దరు యువకుల కష్టం ఉందనేది మీకు తెలుసా? ప్రస్తుతం ఈ డ్రోన్ మనం దుర్గమ్మ చెరువు దగ్గర ఈ డ్రోన్ విన్యాసాలను మనం చూసాం. తాజాగా అమరజ్యోతి స్తూపం దగ్గర కూడా తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం ఈ డ్రోన్‌ని ఎగరేసి అందరిని అబ్బురపరిచింది. అయితే దీని వెనకాతల ఎవరున్నారు? దీని వెనకాతల ఎంత కష్టం ఉంది? ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలుగా వర్క్ చేసి ఇలాంటి టెక్నాలజీని తీసుకొచ్చారు అనే అంశాలకు సంబంధించి మనతో పాటు ఆ డ్రోన్ షోస్ నిర్వహించే కంపెనీ ఏదైతే ఉందో దానికి సంబంధించిన ప్రతినిధులు ఉన్నారు. వారిని అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాం. ఈ డ్రోన్ షో చేయటం వెనకాతల ఎన్నేళ్ళ కష్టం ఉంది? ఒక డ్రోన్ షో చేయాలంటే ఎంత కష్టపడాలి? గ్రౌండ్‌లో ఎంతమంది వర్క్ చేస్తారు అనే అంశాలకు సంబంధించి వారి మాటల్లోనే తెలుసుకుందాం. హలో సార్. Yeah, very good morning. Congratulations from the News18. Yeah. Can you please tell about when did you start this company and what kind of technology you're using for the flying the drones?
Hi, thank you for having us here. Telangana has been really sweet and warm so far. So basically, Tanmay Bankar, he is an IIT alumni, IIT Delhi alumni. It was his vision to build something in India, right? In fact, for defense applications. So this was his vision, and he started that as a hobby, building drones since 2012. One thing led to the other, right? That one man's vision now is now 85 people's vision now, and we are about 85 members strong from IIT Delhi, as in the startup is in IIT Delhi. 2016, the startup got incubated at IIT Delhi, and from there we started conducting a lot of research and development for single drone applications, and then from there we moved on to building the swarm applications, and there are various applications of swarm, and swarming technology is basically multiple drones being operated with a single system at a time. So it was in 2019 then we started also exploring the application for entertainment as drone light shows. It was 2021 October that we got approached by the government of India, and they actually mandated us to host the 1000 drone show at Rashtrapati Bhavan. We barely had 40-50 systems at that time that could fly together, but we took that challenge, and in 3 months we built the entire fleet of 1000 drones in-house. The entire technology is in-house, the software, your hardware components, even the designing that happens is in-house. We have a very big creative team also. So all that, all the team members have that entrepreneurial setup and that passion to build something and take up the challenging aspects of whatever comes in. So we did that, we accomplished that challenge, and that was the beginning of our drone light show vertical. So since then we basically we have done more than 50 shows so far, and across India, and we also did Africa's largest drone light show in Djibouti, and this year we also conducted world's second largest drone light show at Rashtrapati Bhavan with 3,500 drones. So it was very recently that Cyberabad police invited us to host the drone show for the first time in Telangana, and it was a very huge success. That is where Honorable Minister Talasani Srinivas Yadav, he further invited us for the show on 22nd. The entire ecosystem in Telangana has been very encouraging. I personally met Honorable Minister KTR. His son is a young, energetic man, and he personally met me. He encouraged us. He invited us to Hyderabad to set up a base here for the South. I'm actually so surprised to see everybody's enthusiasm and passion here. Himanshu, Minister KTR's son, he wants to set up world records, and we are actually working together to start that world's first rural drone show campaign in Telangana, and this is planned to start in July first week under the tourism minister's Honorable Minister Srinivas God's guidance and blessings. So we'll be starting that in July first week, and we'll be going to different districts in Telangana.
Tell me one thing. How many persons are working behind of the show?
Behind the show, well, frankly, we have like 85 members, so there's a continuous R&D going on. But for one particular project, there are at least, for example, the one we did in
How many persons are working behind of the show, if any show conducted?
So if we take this show which we did, that was with 750 drones, and we had 30 members that came to Hyderabad. They were on the ground. In fact, for 4 days straight, they couldn't sleep because of the weather conditions. And there were around 15 to 20 members in the back end in Delhi who were continuously in touch with us. So you could say that around 45 members were continuously working for this project for 750 drones.
Before conducting any show, what are the factors are you considering, and weather factor and any other factors are you considering?
So before we when we identify a location, that is very critical for us because many locations are divided into all locations are divided into red, yellow, or green zone. So the red zone means that it's a very sensitive area, whether an airport is nearby or, as you have seen, that area is the most sensitive area. It's at the secretariat. So for that we need to coordinate it with a lot of agencies and government bodies and stakeholders so that everybody is aware and everybody can prepare accordingly. If they have initial protocols, they can prepare. They are aware that their drone light show is happening, your testings are happening, so nothing comes off as a surprise. And definitely, besides the legal permissions part, the on ground, it has to be a flat surface. And besides that, the law of nature, it could rain. And this was actually a very challenging show for us on 22nd, because on 21st it was raining, on 22nd morning it was very windy, and 22nd evening when we started laying the drones, it started drizzling a bit. So we were all very nervous. We were all very, we were not sure whether we'll be able to pull the show off. But everything worked out. The God's grace, everybody's effort, the team just gave all of it, just to make sure it happens.
While flying the drones, what kind of the challenges are you facing generally?
So when everything is considered, right, the environment aspects, logistically, technically, when all these aspects are taken care of, that is where our team is very nervous, right? Because everything has to be calculated, everything has to be well coordinated with all the members, because the sound is also usually accompanied with such shows. So the console has to be informed that the drones are taking off. So when the drones take off, right, so that's when we have a relief. That's when we take the sigh and we say, okay, now our job is done. Now the machinery will take over. So it's usually the pilots then, and then the male operator, and then the drones. We just make sure everything is fine, and usually the drones have taken over, and so far everything is fine once it's taken off.
What controls that bunch of drones?
So it's our own software. So we have worked a lot on the swarming algorithms. So that in-house software that we have built is basically pre-programmed on what mission it has to achieve. For now, it is performing all these animations, these text characters that you see in the sky, which our design team has worked so hard to bring it to life, to display a theme out there. So once that software, once that is programmed to do that mission, it takes over and the machines perform. They do the job.
Generally, how much money are you charging for each show?
So right now drone light shows don't have a standard model, right? It's not that there is always a fixed or a standard price.
For example, if I want to fly the 500 drones, how much money will you charge?
So on average for 500 drones, the pricing could be anywhere around 1 crore plus. So that, because depends also on the location, right? So how difficult that location is going to be, how far is it going to be from our bases, and also how many shows are we going to conduct there. So now one-time shows are becoming, they are viral, but now people are looking forward to how can we have multiple shows. So obviously it's not times to the amount, but definitely we are curating packages. So each show we are actually curating package to make sure that the service provider is happy, we are happy, and the recipient is happy.
At a time, how many drones your company can fly? Maximum drones?
So we have demonstrated 3,500, and the idea is to keep building the bigger fleet and to keep demonstrating the biggest swarming application or swarming demonstration we can put out there. So hopefully by end of this year we'll have a surprise. We'll beat our own records and set some new records.
Is your company is the first kind of company to provide this kind of services in India? Is there any other companies also there?
So in India, we are the only Indian startup who has built Indian indigenous drones, who has built indigenous
Any
software.
competitor you have?
So far, we are not facing any competition in India. We do encourage the competition, and we do encourage some entrepreneurs, or we want some technology providers who can come in this space also. But at present, the number of fleet we have, the amount of fleet hours we have, right now we have a huge advantage over anybody that who do intend to come in at present.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఆయుష్. యా, మనకి క్షణాల్లో కనువిందు చేసే డ్రోన్లన్నీ కూడా పైకి ఎగరాలంటే వెనకాతల కొన్ని వందల మంది కష్టపడాల్సి ఉంటుంది అని చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఇండియాలోనే ఈ టెక్నాలజీతో డ్రోన్లు ఫ్లై చేసే సంస్థ తమ ఒక్క సంస్థ అని ఆయుష్ చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఇది ఇక్కడ పరిస్థితి. కెమెరా పర్సన్ చంద్రతో బాలకృష్ణ, న్యూస్ 18 హైదరాబాద్.